Healthy habit.
Good morning, my name is John and I am your examiner.
Good morning, my name is May.
This is the IELTS speaking test. First of all, let's talk about what you do. Do you work or are you a student?
I'm a stay-at-home mom, actually, and I'm taking care of my childs.
Okay. What was your job previously?
I have worked for almost 3 or 5 years for a fragrance company as the marketing department.
Okay, and you did this job for between 3 and 5 years.
For almost 3 years in this company and marketing also in another company for almost another 3 years.
What do you like about this job?
A lot of things. I used to communicate with people a lot, speak with people from other countries, from France, from Germany, and I loved talking other languages and know other cultures. And it was very, very interesting.
In 10 years, what job do you like to work?
I hope the same or better. I hope to return to the same company and do some sales also. It's interesting.
Okay, let's talk about where you live. What sort of home do you live in?
We live with my family in a lovely flat. We love the light of our flat in the rooms. It's very comfortable.
And how long have you lived here?
I think for almost 5 years, yeah.
And what do you like about your home?
I love the light and especially the distribution of the rooms. The kitchen, it's very well organized.
Okay, is there anything you would like to improve about your home?
Maybe the rooms of the children. Now I'm waiting my third kid, so I have to organize them in a better way, because I have two young boys and a girl and I have to organize again.
Now, let's move on to talk about food and eating. When do you eat your main meal of the day?
Breakfast, in the morning. If I don't have my breakfast, I can't go on with the day. So, I take orange juice, coffee, toast complete.
And do you prefer eating at home or in restaurants?
When I have at lunch, I just eat a sandwich or something easy, and when I have dinner, I prefer to, when my husband is here because he travels a lot, we prefer to go to restaurants because we are alone, can speak, and it's our time.
Okay, and on what occasions in your country do people eat special meals?
I guess it's for Christmas, or birthdays, or we do special food and the families all together, and that's lovely, I think.
Okay, next I'm going to give you a topic and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, before you talk, you have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say. You can make notes if you wish. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, here's some paper and a pencil. And I'd like you to describe an interesting city you have visited. You should say where it is, how you went there, what you did there, and explain why you found it so interesting.
Okay.
Alright. Remember, you have 1 to 2 minutes, so don't worry if I stop you. Can you start, please?
The place where I was last week was Dubai, and I was there because I was visiting my best friend. So what I really like about Dubai was the fact that I was there visiting my friend and I found it a very great place. It's not so far from Spain, first of all, and it has many contrasts, Dubai, because you have a lot of poor people, lot of rich people, there is no middle class there in the places you go. It's the typical Dubai places with too much gold and much glamour, and on the other hand, you have the typical places. It remind me Pakistan. I lived in Pakistan a couple of years of my life when I was young. It remind me Pakistan or Sri Lanka. There are a lot of people from there. Because I think in Dubai you have 85% of the people living there are immigrants, and you have a lot of people from Pakistan, from Sri Lanka, from Philippines. I think they need so much immigrants to build a city. That's what they are doing there. One thing that it's not, I found it a problem, in Dubai was the fact that there are a lot of cranes everywhere, so there are no buses, there are no subways, so you have to take the car for everything, going to the supermarket, taking the kids to school, going to work, so there are a lot of traffic everywhere. You can maybe, not so far away, but you spend an hour in a car.
Do you expect to go there again?
Yes, hopefully I will.
Okay. We've been talking about an interesting city you have visited, and now I'd like to ask you 1 or 2 more general questions about this. Let's consider first of all cities and the countryside. What are the main advantages of living in cities?
Well, I think one of the better things living in a city is that everything is close at hand. You don't have to take a car to go to cinema, to supermarket, to school, so everything is walking distance for me.
Do you think some things better in countryside?
Of course. One of the better things in the countryside, living in the countryside, is the fact that you have more contact with the nature. When you have kids, for example, I think living in the countryside is much better for them. Riding bikes, playing with friends.
Why do you think so many people live in a city?
Everything is easier, close at hand, and you have a lot of for. I think for young people and older people, you have theater, cinemas. For young people, there's nightclubs, discos, and for kids or families, you have shopping, so everything is better and easier. If you live in the countryside, you have to take the car for everything.
Okay, so do you think cities are more suitable for young people to live in than older people?
Without doubt. Yeah, because they prefer to be in contact with friends. If they study, go to university, to meet people in a club, or in bars. For example, Barcelona has a lot of nightlife, and it's wonderful.
And do you agree that transport is the biggest problem in cities?
Yeah, it's one of the biggest problems because not for example in Barcelona or in Madrid, big cities from Spain, because everything is very controlled and the traffic it's not a problem. But for example, in Buenos Aires in Argentina, where I am from, people drive like crazies, not as in Italy but drive like crazies, and it's a big problem there.
And in what ways do you think city life could be improved for everyone?
I think that one of the points that I think it's very important in a city is the cleanliness. I think for example Barcelona has made a lot of things improving cleanliness. When you go to Barcelona you see a very clean city, and that's one of the things that love the tourists from Barcelona. Not for example in Buenos Aires where you can't find that. The water there is very dirty, and for example here you find beaches, very nice beaches, the typical Mediterranean beaches, and I think that is one of the points that could be improved to attract tourists to the city.
Okay, may the spelling test ends here.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Thank you for watching.